What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Dark Outpost, and a week ago, you could say that the future of the DCEU was a little bit murky. We know there's some movies that they have ready to come out and they want to make, but as far as the overall plan for this universe, not really sure where they're headed. Now, with the announcement of the Snyder Cut coming to HBO Max in 2021, that really opens a whole new door, and the rumors are swirling. And I want to talk about two icons that could return to the DCEU and why one of them is much more likely than the other one. So let's take a look at the first one. We haven't seen the last of Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. Now, this broke last night. I don't think this is really that big of a surprise, to be quite honest. I wish I could have made a video last night about this, but Henry Cavill returning to the role of Superman is something that he wants badly. It is something that a lot of other people want badly as far as fans go. It's not really a surprise that these rumors are starting to come out now. Henry Cavill himself approached them a couple months ago with his pitch for Man of Steel 2 and what he wanted to do. Now, it should be clear that Man of Steel 2 is not one of the things that they are talking about right now. It's talking about cameo appearances in a movie to bring Cavill back into the DCEU. But let's take a look at this exclusive from Deadline that came out last night. We haven't seen the last of Henry Cavill's Man of Steel. While there's not a Man of Steel sequel in the works, we're hearing that Henry Cavill is in talks to reprise his Superman role in the Warner Brothers DC universe. We hear he could come back in a couple different ways, though not in a standalone film, like we just talked about. Wonder Woman 84 and Suicide Squad are obviously already finished. Superman isn't expected to make a cameo in Matt Reeves' The Batman either. Other projects could be Shazam 2, Black Adam, or Aquaman 2, which are the next productions to be prepped once COVID-19 safety restrictions lift. And Warner Brothers had no comment. Now, once Henry Cavill showed up at that Man of Steel watch party with Zack Snyder, it meant a couple things to me. It meant, hey, we're probably going to get an announcement about the Snyder Cut. That's the first thing it meant. And then the second thing is that he really is ready to return as Superman. These talks were probably already in the works as soon as the Snyder Cut agreement happened. Henry Cavill is a much bigger star now than he was in 2013 when he originally signed up to be Superman. So the money is probably going to be a big issue. But we could see him appear in a cameo role. Justin Kroll comes out and says this: his return's only a cameo, would likely be something he already has previous ties to, like Aquaman or Shazam. Sources say not for Black Adam or Wonder Woman. New Man of Steel film still way off with no certainty Henry would return. No Black Adam is interesting to me because I think that obviously Cavill and The Rock are very close, and The Rock's manager is Henry Cavill's manager, and I believe that's The Rock's ex-wife, if I'm not mistaken. So I could definitely see him playing a role. I guess it just all depends on when Black Adam is set and if it makes sense for him to appear. The next one is, I think, a pie-in-the-sky dream, but we have heard a lot of rumors in the past couple days. I didn't even cover it for a while because I wasn't sure I wanted to. Rumor, Ben Affleck to return to Batman for showdown with Deathstroke. And it actually came right here first from The Cultured Nerd. Exclusive, AT&T and Warner Media want Ben Affleck back as Batman. Now, the fact that they want him back is not a shock and not a surprise. So many people love Ben Affleck's iteration of Batman, even if they might not like Batman v Superman, but they love that Batman and Ben Affleck in that role, especially with what we've been hearing about Robert Pattinson's role as Batman, what we've been hearing about him not working out. That's turned a lot of people off over the past couple months. Now we have this. What a whirlwind of news for DC, Warner Brothers, and HBO Max this week. What if we said we're not done yet? Sources close to The Culture Nerd have informed us AT&T and Warner Brothers want Ben Affleck to return and resume work to adapt his original script, The Batman, that originally featured Batman vs. Deathstroke. And you know that Joe Manganiello would love to do that. He loved what he was getting ready to do as Deathstroke, but it didn't come to be. No word yet if the project is for theatrical release or HBO Max. Obviously, AT&T is fueling this fire by continuing to respond to people with Batfleck. Because someone said, like this tweet right here, I'll even show you. This tweet is in response to someone. One thing AT&T, after the announcement of Zack Snyder's Justice League, would it be possible to see Ben Affleck as Batman? They respond, who knows what the future holds and who will answer the call, then a picture of BVS, or a scene from BVS, the GIF. That is certainly fueling this fire. The reason I think that it's much less likely that this happens, I would love to see it. I want to see Batfleck back. I want to see what they had planned for that. But this interview makes me question that. This is the interview from Vanity Fair that came out several months ago, back in February. I want you to listen to what Ben Affleck says right here. Exercising his personal demons in a gritty drama is apparently more comfortable territory than Affleck than returning for a fictional superhero realm. The actor said he briefly considered reprising the role of Batman after appearing as the superhero in 2017's Justice League and inspiring a sad Affleck meme during the lackluster press circuit. Listen to what he says. I showed somebody the Batman script, Affleck said of the sequel. They said, I think the script is good. I also think you'll drink yourself to death if you go through what you just went through again. Now, of course, that is in reference to the Justice League reshoots. The reshoots for Justice League that involved all the Joss Whedon reshoots, all that, basically just ripping the movie apart and piecing it back together. We know what they did to Zack's vision and what it eventually was. That he hated that. He drank himself almost to death. The idea that that is what he gave, that quote he gave, that someone says, I think you'll drink yourself to death if you have to go through that again, that makes me wonder if that's something you can convince him to do. I do think if anyone could convince Ben Affleck to come back as Batman, it would be for Zack Snyder, undoubtedly. And we even do have some rumors that are even further down the line that say basically it's already kind of a done deal. They want to adapt Batman vs. Deathstroke for HBO Max. Zack Snyder's going to produce, Ben Affleck's going to direct, all this stuff. Those are definitely like very low-level rumors. Would I love to see that? Yes, I would. But I think that the likelihood of Ben coming back for something like that is astronomical. I would love to see Ben Affleck back as Batman. It's a wait and see thing. Henry Cavill, you have to bring that man back as Superman. You are the DCEU. You have to have Superman in there. And Henry Cavill is just Superman to so many people right now. Bring him back and do it right. And give the man a Man of Steel 2, for God's sake. I'd love to see Zack Snyder direct and produce, but that will all be seen later. One additional piece of information that has just come out about Zack Snyder's Justice League. Definite rumor. I think it comes from Matt McGloin from Cosmic Book News, who recently replied to one of my tweets, not sure why. Rumor, Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League will cost upwards of $80 million to complete. Now, we do know that the Warner Media chairman, like I talked about, said $30 million was ideal. He wished it would only cost $30 million. Matt McGloin, somehow, I don't know where his sources are from, but he says costing $80 million kind of figured that. Someone else says, where was it? Right here. I think context of I wish it was just 30 million could be 30 and all the negotiations with the union he mentioned, not 30 plus millions. And we'll see. $80 million seems incredibly high to me, but then again, I made the comparison that Star Wars, The Mandalorian, cost $100 million to make, and no one was complaining about how expensive that was. I think $80 million is a lot, considering they don't have to really shoot anything. Obviously, listen, I want one thing shot. I want the Martian Manhunter scene. That is what I want shot. But, it's just a lot of heavy CGI stuff to finish up Zack Snyder's Justice League. Everything's already filmed. So $80 million seems steep to me, but who knows? I'm not in the movie-making industry. I can only go off of what I've been hearing. That's the first we've heard anything close to $80 million. That seems high, but it wouldn't be unprecedented for a streaming service for sure. That's about all the news we have. Henry Cavill, I think we're going to see him back, a little cameo role in something. I wouldn't doubt he wants Man of Steel 2. I think AT&T wants him to be there. It'll all be if Warner Brothers. And with J.J. Abrams there, who wants to do his own stuff with Superman, who knows what kind of arguments we might see play out. But I hope Henry Cavill returns. I hope Affleck returns too. I'm much more tempered with my excitement for that one, because I know what that role kind of symbolizes. that alcoholism, that struggle that he went through, and I just don't know if he's going to be coming back. But for anybody, it would be for Zach. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Make sure you smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. I'll talk to you guys later.